Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. I'm afraid we gotta dock your pay. I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down in Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder. Your pod? What? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues. Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't... 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just... Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the... Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20... Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Former people, yeah. Marauder's been raiding my graves, you see. Hence... Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my...
Huh? What? Beats working at the cannery.
Beats working at the cannery.
I've got some time. Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoke. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help. Of course not. I don't have that. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know that my proposition benefits the both of us. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legal. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent, the people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former... Edgewater is struggling. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to speak to their leader, Adelaide, tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her... That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all pay. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is...
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so...
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger.
Heading back. On my way. Yep, be right over. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. You got a minute? Sorry. you just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account... Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every... It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk... To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. Alls I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss Mc... Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to... I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. Where are we headed? Yeah, huh?
Don't make me report you to Mr. Thompson.
You the new worker? Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. If you're not familiar with board law, law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased parties close. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handgun? Eugene wasn't found. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. When one of your workers commits a crime, in other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have... Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own...
Be right there.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
heard Marauders got it.
Just between us.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Nothing I can do about it. Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Whoa, well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring. You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's... What? No. I mean, I might be. So Silas can afford a hired thug, but I still gotta pay him a bear. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got...
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction, it's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I... You are? Oh. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you... There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Strong... I need you to break in. Nab that med... You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, law, it's in my spleen now. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. I know that. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are Physical hygiene recapitulates moral... So everyone says. Until someone forgets... I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's choice. You will also report to me in the event of your death. Whereupon... Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear. As broke as pie crust, friend. Biddle, I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to... Thank you, no. I despise... Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My parents... Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. Much ob... What can I do for you? You know about Eugene. Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious...
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only... I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take a... We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning back. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. The war! The coming epoch! I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless atomic... Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller. So, unofficially, strictly between you and me, I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's chaw. They have sent a scout, prowling around. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operation. Mechanicals got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is,
In a jiff. Aw, he ain't no threat. Bet I could fix him up smart.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation system.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted. Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's choice.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal.
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the... Hebs to Shirley. I make a point. Be more careful.
Bring us honor, soldier. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cape? You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is Legion. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the... Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very... On the double, soldier. Don't... Go on. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you? Pray to the law that you never... First they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken...
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit? Lovely to see you about, Miss.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some... Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's... What? No. If I knew he was... I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing, far as rumors go. Hope's just a rumor, friend. Ancient rumor. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero... Look, I don't know what's got you caterwauling about Hope this and Colony that, but you need... Trouble's in the asking. Or don't much care for folk running their mouths, spreading hoaxes and the like. Something... Yeah? Well, yeah. Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't... The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away. Vanished. Let me know if you... Yeah?
I used to skip rocks in the river till Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed terraforming. I bet she was jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks or anything. Yeah, huh? That's on account of how I never... I don't write... She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the... Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office. Well, I don't know about normal. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math. Heading back. Where are we headed?